And all I was trying to talk about was algebra, okay? This was the original thing I wanted to talk about. I just wanted to say that, like, I was like, okay, well, let me practice this idea of if we do math, we become better at decision making and choice making because we become more intelligent and, like, able to be logical. You know, we gain that skill. So then I was like, so then the internet did the thing that I think it will do as well with the other two videos that I made. And it gave me these, like, shorts of this guy in Africa, I think. He's African at least, you know, like, doing algebra on a whiteboard. And I was like, cool, I love this, because it's fine and dandy to go on a website and be taught from, like, text, but it's better if there's, like, an actual person you can watch who's, like, explaining to you, like, in class, you know? And so he was, like, solving this algebra equation or whatever, and I was like, whoa! I don't know how much space I have on the phone to, like, record this, so I hope I can relax into what I actually want to say. But, like, he, like, did the algebra thing, and I was like, I remember this, kind of, from school, but I was like, is this algebra? Is algebra a bunch of bullshit? Is algebra just bullshitting? Is algebra lawyer speak? Algebra is some manipulation of bullshit. This is what lawyers think like. Algebra is bullshit. What do you mean? It said, like, 2 to the power of x minus y equals 5 to the power of x minus y, and there's an equal sign. I'm like, what you mean equal sign? Ain't no equal sign. X minus y, 2 and 5 do not equal each other. And then he was like, we're going to resolve this algebra equation. And I'm like, you can't resolve this. 2 and 5 do not equal each other. And then he did the algebraic manipulations to fucking, in the end, have the fucking thing be an equal, like, thing, like an equation. And I was like, oh my fucking god, algebra is a branch of mathematics that studies how to swindle reality. And then I had this entire, like, a wonder, because I think, like, you know, the consciousness, I'm not sorry, there's some bullshit outside that's loud, not, like, ideal right now, but I'm like, man, like, oh, if I could just capture this thought and, like, say it, like, it made me think about how, you know, people talk about consciousness, like, consciousness creates reality. And then I'm like, I wonder if math, you know, like Terrence Howard with his whole, like, 1 times 1 does not equal 1, because it's the idea that multiplication is an operation whose intention, by definition, is to make more of something. And if 1 is 1 and it's still 1, there was no multiplication, therefore the operation of multiplication didn't happen, therefore 1 times 1 cannot equal 1. He says it equals 2. I'm not saying that it has to equal 2. I'm just saying that I understand what he means, that it can't equal 1 because no multiplication happened. It's still what it was. And then he gave the example of, like, if you do, like, a quarter times a quarter becomes whatever the fuck, it becomes not a quarter, you know, but 1 times 1 is still, like, 1. And I was like, I get what he's saying. I'm like, and I had this inkling, and I wonder if it's because he was doing his thinking in the world and I picked up on that, like, mental activity, and then I had the same, like, question then occur in my mind. But I was like, I wonder if, like, there was a time when I was like, I think there's a bunch of foundational mistakes in math and science that are currently present and unidentified, because I have this feeling that feels like just like the truth, which doesn't mean that it is, but it just feels like so clear. It's like, I have this knowledge that understanding things actually, correctly, accurately, truly, relies on the kind of mind that is attempting to understand something. And I was like, I understood that all those European marauders who are running around the world murdering people were in a state of capitalistic, imbalanced, violent perception. Therefore, they're not in alignment with truth, because the truth of life, which is nature, is balance and not cancer-like empire domination machine, like, devouring everything in its path until nothing is left. Nihilism. Lenin said this sentence. He was like, capitalism can and only ever will lead to nihilism. And you can literally observe that right now in the States with all these people who are making all these videos who are average Americans, and a bunch of them are white, which is the part where I was like, white people are dealing with not being able to afford rent or food? Is this a fake video campaign, or is this actually the experience of white Americans right now? Are all those videos I'm watching real? Are those white people for real? Are they struggling with basic survival? I'm like, yo, Mr. Lenin, you were right. Like, nihilism, like, everything is deathly, everything is falling apart. That's the final destination of capitalism. He was right. I don't know if he was a violent, horrible person, but he was right about the mathematics of capitalism. Yo, I'm watching it in real time. You feel me? It's so weird. It's so the point is, I was thinking about, like, I had this realization that, like, bad people can't discover the true math of things because they have a basic and balanced way that they're perceiving reality, making them misperceive mathematics. They can't be clean and clear about mathematical understanding. They're imbalanced. And so then I was like, I think there's like a huge reworking of math and science that has to happen from the minds of people who are not violent. Because violent people, by definition, are stupid. Therefore, they can't give you, like, true, actual mathematics and science because they're making mistakes all the time, because their violent thinking is what they're using to think about math and science. They can't think cleanly, so they can't think cleanly. I know what I mean, and I don't know how to communicate it. Like, it's really clear to me. I'm like, the people who came up with all the things that are like commonplace math stuff, I'm like, you have to think about the person who did the thinking. Were they balanced? Like, did they have an equation in their head? Or did they think that there was like a greater than sign and they were on the side of being the greater than? Because if they did, then they may have made so many mistakes from, like, philosophical beginnings. Does that make sense? Because I was like, even just like this tiny amount of math studying that I did yesterday, I was like, yo, I don't even know how to talk about it. It's like being like, AI, why is 0 a whole number? And AI was like, because da da da. And then I was like, had this sudden desire to ask the question about semantics, you know? And I was like, I don't really know what that word means, but it's something inside my mind, in my intuition, like my subconscious intelligence, like everything that whatever, blah, 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 was like, I need to know about this right now. And so I asked, and then I was like, And then I was like, etymology of the word number, you know? And I was like, number actually means nombre. Number doesn't really mean counting. It means the name of something interesting. And then I was thinking about, like, I wonder if this is why numerology is real, because, like, numbers aren't really counting. It's about, like, names of stuff. Maybe it's like names of things that are like essence things in a way. Like, before, like, the phenomenon, like, do you know what I mean? And all of a sudden, like, that entire idea of, like, numerology, because I would always be like, why are you guys talking about numerology? Like, who cares if your fucking date and your month and your fucking year add up to some number? It's like, you guys seem like kids to me. I'm like, what are you doing? You're just adding up the numbers. Like, are you all right? Like, why should that be significant? It's weird. It's weird. It's weird. It's weird. It's not real. What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? But then yesterday when I looked up the etymology, I asked about the etymology of number. AI gave me the answer. I was like, number means nombre, means name. Number does not mean counting. Number means name. Number means identity. Oh my fucking God. Then my entire, like, perception of math shifted. And I was like, wow, like, I wonder how much bad living is responsible. I wonder how much bad living happened because of this mathematical misunderstanding that I've had my whole life, because I never understood that the word number is actually about identity and not about counting identities. And that's just, like, arithmetic. So, like, what happens when... And so... Do you know what I'm trying to say? I'm trying to talk about how there might be... It's about ways of thinking. This is what Terrence Howard was trying to talk about. He was like... Because he's talking about banking then. He was like... And then, like, they multiply this and that, and they say it's that, but it could also be $4 and not $1. So all of a sudden, it's like, where did the money go? And then I was like, I wonder if this is the core of the poverty problem, because there's ways of thinking about the world that people have that are not in alignment with the way that wealth works in the world right now, and they don't know about that because there's a philosophical, mathematical misunderstanding that they have, and then there's like a character misunderstanding that they have of the people who are wealthy that they're dealing with. because they're innocent, justice-driven, justice-based minds don't understand who they're dealing with. The people that they're dealing with are opportunists who have no morals. And so then you're living in the world being like, how do I make money? It's like, you can't. You're not supposed to. And then I was like, wow. And then I was thinking about, do you know what I'm trying to say? I was thinking about like consciousness creating reality, and the idea of mathematics actually at the very beginning being a bunch of philosophical definitions. And so semantics is everything. It's like, and then AI was like, semantics is a concept also in mathematics and computer technology. And I was like, aha, it's not just a language thing, like literature, you know? And then I'm like, well, then this is everything. And then it comes back to Ayn Rand and objectivism. She was right about not about like her particular, she was wrong about a bunch of stuff, but she was not wrong in like the, you know how like there's like a building and there's like the beams, the steel beams, let's say, that like can make up a building, and that structure and the laws of engineering that allow those steel beams to support a building, that's correct. That's the part that she got correct. She got the laws of engineering that would enable those steel beams to stand upright. Like, she got that right. Now, the building can be made in the style of whatever, and you can make mistakes about, like, how you, like, build a building. But the laws of engineering that she understood, they were right. And I'm just frustrated because I'm like, I'm frustrated because I don't know how to let go of responsibility for making sure that people understand things correctly, because I know that they won't. And then I'm like, you'll misunderstand what I'm saying, and I want you to get what I'm saying, because I don't want you to make the mistake of misunderstanding what I'm saying, because then you won't understand what I'm saying, and then you'll go down a wrong path, and then it's like the world won't get good as quickly as it could, because you are going to be in a misunderstanding. And then it makes you question, like, well, people keep pushing this idea of let go, let God. I'm like, I don't believe in God. I don't perceive God. God is nowhere to be found. Can't let go, because who's going to, like, take care of things? Who's going to be responsible? And then it's like, well, maybe that's not a necessary idea. Maybe that's just a truism. Like Ayn would say, there's a term that she gave to this stuff when people just, when people take on other people's phrases that people commonly use without actually having done the work of checking if that phrase is a genuine concept. Because concept, according to Ayn Rand's objectivism, is only like, this is a pen. The concept is pen.